All right, welcome back. What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. What do we have? 2 Mondays before Christmas?
I think
I know
yes.
last week you corrected me. I think I said there was 2 weeks, and you were like, it's 2.5.
I
Or
think
no, I said there's 2 or 3 weeks until Christmas, and you were like, it's 2.5.
I think right now it's actually 2.5 to be honest. Because
Okay.
yeah, there's 2 Mondays and then
Nobody
a half. I don't know. Anyway,
nobody likes being corrected.
I would agree. It happens often around this house.
So it does. So we're talking about a few different things today. We're talking about taking care of yourself. I think that's an underrated thing that people need to look at. You're just better, right? We'll talk about it, but
Yep.
you got to take care of yourself first. You're no good to anybody if you're drunk.
Agree.
We're talking about people that are slower than expected. I think a lot of
Hmm.
people are struggling this time of year who thought they would be busier or whatever. We'll jump into that. And then another topic, which is staff holiday stuff. Like, what are you doing
Hmm.
for your staff, if anything? Do you need to do
Right.
stuff for your staff? I don't know. We'll talk about it, but we'll start with opening takes. Do you have one or do you?
You can go
You want
first.
to go? I'll go first. So I have two. I'll give you two quick ones. Or actually one's quick, one's a story. That'll give you time. So I heard this the other day and I was like, I agree with that 100% that slow success builds character, fast success builds ego. And I thought, how perfect is that
Hmm.
for the social media world that we live in where everybody wants, a million followers and thinks if I can just do this one thing, I'll have all this success. But you're missing all the other things that everybody's doing before that stuff. You know what I mean? Like the whole bottom of the iceberg. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that photo where they show an iceberg and on the tip is like success, but all the stuff that's under the ocean, all the years of work, all the practice, all the mentoring, all the books, all the podcasts they've listened to, whatever, to get to where they are. My second point I wanted to make, this one's a little more in depth, is that you've got to be ready for anything in life, in business, in relationships, in having kids, whatever. You're going to make what you believe to be the best possible choice. And sometimes you're going to get smacked in the freaking face for it because that's just the way the universe works. So I'll share a story. I met Jen. I don't remember what year. What year did we meet?
2000, I think.
Probably 2000. So we went to a party. Do you remember this story?
I don't know
You
where
know
you're
what
going with
story?
it, so
Oh,
no.
all right. We went to a party.
I'm scared.
Jen was of age. She was 22, 23, and I
Okay.
was 20. So I was not 21. Somebody at the party says, I'm going to go get more beer.
Oh
That
yeah.
person had been drinking. They had been drinking a lot. So I came up with this brilliant plan and said, hey, I was going to go grab some sandwiches or pizzas or whatever we were going to grab. We were going to grab some food. Jen's old enough to buy you beer. So these people that are involved, these people are all over 21. So I think I'll drive Jen, pick up the sandwiches. They can pick up whatever beer they need, and we'll come back. And I'm doing service because we don't want somebody that's been drinking on the road, right?
Hmm.
Well, it didn't work out as planned. And even though I was doing the right thing, a cop pulled us over because they saw Jen come out of the store. I think it was like a 7-Eleven or something.
Yeah.
So Jen comes out of the store, sticks the beer in the back seat, hops in the car. We got our food. We got the beverages. We're going back to the party. Now, I had not been drinking. I didn't have any alcohol, not drinking, just driving. Get pulled over. Long story short, the cop does not care. He says, I know what you're doing. I know you're doing the right thing. It's still technically illegal. You should have had her drive. And we were with another friend too that was of age. You should have had one of them ladies drive. So I thought he'd let me off because I was doing the right thing. No, I got charged with whatever they call it, like a minor in possession of alcohol or whatever in New Hampshire. It's not a huge deal. But my point is, even if you're trying to do the right thing and keep somebody that's been drinking off of the road, you're still going to get screwed over sometimes.
And maybe walk
So,
home too with the pizza or the food.
yep, made you walk home. They confiscated the alcohol
Yeah.
because in New Hampshire, they view the driver. I don't even know if it's still like this. This was 20 something years ago. the driver is the one that's in possession of everything in the vehicle. So even though I wasn't drinking, even though I couldn't reach the alcohol, it's not like I was going to drink it on the way back. Nobody was drinking in the car. Nobody had been drinking. I still got screwed over
Mm.
and still had to go home and explain to my parents why I got arrested for possession of alcohol. So you might laugh at that story, but I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, I really want to share this story because it sucked. Like I
Mhm.
don't feel, I still don't feel like I did anything wrong, but I technically, I guess, in the eyes of the law, they didn't care.
Correct.
So
And
be
then you just got
prepared.
bailed out in like 2 seconds. It was wicked stupid.
Yeah, and then the person who I went to the store with was pissed because, or not to the store with, but to the store for, was pissed because they towed his vehicle. And I was like, "What do you want me to do? I went to jail for you, bro.
Yeah.
I did time for you." Yeah. So, anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. I like
Just
it.
be prepared.
All right. So I don't really have much, but I just want to talk about people who get Christmas trees because I feel like
People get
so we do a real tree
trees.
and a fake tree, and every year I put the fake tree up like right after Halloween because I just like it. It's pretty and makes me happy. And then the day after Christmas, I mean Thanksgiving, we go get our real tree, which in theory, I love this whole idea, but somehow it always stresses me out to where it's not enjoyable. So really what I would like to know if somebody would please reach out to me is do you and your family every year have fun getting a Christmas tree? Because the year before it was the stupid stand. And I don't know about any of you, I get a new stand every year trying to make it a better stand. And the damn tree always, it's just a pain to get in there and I can't screw it in right and it's sideways and I'm mad and I'm angry and I want to throw the tree over the deck. And then finally we get it up and it's all beautiful. So this year I was like, I'm going to avoid this stupid stand issue and I'm going to invest in a great stand, which was amazing, by the way. You must admit. It was like $130 for a stand. I'm like, is this really going to be worth it? But I will say the stand was worth it. But still, for some
Yes.
reason, when it was the best stand ever. Like, if you want a gift for somebody that's like getting married, that's going to do a real tree, everyone in the world should have this stand. It is awesome. So it took the stand stress off my plate, but somehow still when we got to this tree thing, I don't even know what's happening. I was just in a bad mood and it still was not this most fun magical time of the year. And a lot of my clients that I talk to are like getting a tree is just so not magical. And I'm going to have to agree. Maybe I just have to lower the bar. Getting a tree is not always magical and it is what it is. But really, I'd like to know if someone does have some magical tree experience that I'm missing out on, and maybe I need to reevaluate next year how we go get our tree. But getting a good tree stand does make a difference. Opening tape.
I think part of it is we go the day after Thanksgiving. So you've been sitting around being a fat ass eating food for like 2 days, having too many drinks, having some cocktails. And usually in the Northeast, that's around when it starts to get a little bit actually cold.
Yeah.
So we're not completely prepared. We're like in hoodies. Probably we should have had jackets and some gloves. I think that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just we're not geared, we're not prepared yet.
Yeah.
And so we try to force this thing because this is what we do. We go the day after Thanksgiving and
Mhm.
whatever. The other thing is too that we have 3 kids that are crazy lunatics, and one of them's rolling down the hill, and one of them's running around looking for the perfect Christmas tree, and he thinks it should be taller. And Gwen is just Gwen. She's like, "Is it time for hot chocolate yet?"
Seriously.
And I was irritated too because somebody was tailgating. Excuse me, some kid was tailgating me on the whole way there, and then when I was turning in, I slowed way down. And he started flipping me off, and I'm like, "Dude, you're the one
So not
on my ass.
magical.
Going I'm going over the speed limit, not by a lot if there's any officers listening, because I don't want to go back to jail. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not sure. It's just, it is what it is. Let's
Yeah.
get to some business stuff.
Let's.
So I know it's the holiday, so our brains are everywhere. So the first thing I want to touch on is taking care of yourself.
So important.
Tell people what you do for our staff, because I know we do a lot of mentoring for our team, and just having them ready to be at their best, and as you would say, arrive at their best self, or
Mhm.
whatever you say. Talk about that a little bit, because younger people, they're not they're not they're not tired yet. They might
Right.
think they are tired.
They can push
They're
through
not
certain
there yet.
things that
Yeah, your body recovers so much different than
yeah.
it recovers now.
Yeah. So
No add on.
I do feel this time of year, we're going to talk about how some people aren't feeling as busy as they are, but in our salon currently, most of the staff is busier than they're used to during the year. So I am always reminding them, did you drink water? Have you had water today? It's like being like a mom in the salon, but it's such a silly thing, but I'll ask like, I haven't had any water today. And I'm like, and you wonder why you're not feeling great. So, water. Might also say a lot of them order takeout. I get it, whatever. They don't pack their food. That's fine. But we coach them to bring snacks in because even though your food may come and usually you can just eat it because you have more downtime other months, this month is generally going to book in. If you have a gap, you're going to be busier than you are used to. So you need to make sure you're eating throughout the day. And that may just mean snacking till you can get to eating your big meal. But it's just really taking care of yourself. We've had a few people that even were run down, got sick, and one of them was leaving Saturday. I'm like, make sure you get some rest over the weekend. Make sure you really take some time to let your body heal. We've got a busy 2 weeks coming up. And they're like, I know. But it's reminding them to like take a break because they're trying to go out with their friends and do this and Friendsgiving and then this party and that party and then, whatever else is happening and then come to work and they're wondering why they feel banged up. So again, it's just reminding them like that, drinking water, eating healthy, fueling your body and taking some rest, exercise, move, go for a walk, certain things just to keep them in a good headspace while we're coming into the holidays. And then, hopefully it creates some really good muscle memory type thing that they continue into next year. That would be or some really great habits, right? That they continue into next year and realizing when they are drinking water that they feel their best. We actually this year got a big water bubbler because people were drinking more water and we thought we were out of water, a big one day. And one of the girls was like, hey, I don't think we have water. And I didn't like fill up my jug before. And I'm like, nope, there's an extra one over here. And she was just like, oh, great. I need water during the day. And this is someone that probably last year drank no water at all. So it's maybe such a silly thing to drink water, but it's really important to drink water.
Well, before this, I was a personal trainer. And so not drinking water is absolutely wild to me.
Yeah, me too.
Like to tell people, I do want to go back though, because I've seen a bunch of stuff online in different groups that will say, I treat my staff like they're my children. So when Jen says I'm almost like a mom, like she means in that sense,
Yeah, don't
in
not
that
not
moment.
mom to them. I have enough kids.
If you're doing that, if you're treating people like they're your children, you're going to have a bad time. They're
Yeah.
employees, and that's how
Yes.
they should be treated. You can treat employees well.
Yes.
They are not your family, and I don't know why you would want more family. Maybe your family's perfect, but I think our family is just exactly where it needs to be. You've got to treat employees as employees, and there's got to be lines there. So let's jump into, because we want to keep this stuff moving, right?
Yeah.
Let's jump into people are slower than they're expected, or people are slower than they had expected they were going to be.
Correct.
What's going on there? I have some thoughts, but you want
I'm sure there's a lot of things. One, I would say if you didn't set your year up to be busier, you can't just expect to be busier. It doesn't just happen like that. So there's steps that you take throughout, which is what you would plan coming into 2025 to every month gradually get busier. And you should see an uptick every month ish, or at least, kind of normalize. There's always some months that maybe there's not an uptick, but things that you're doing every month throughout the year to get you to the end of the year. We talk a lot about marketing, SEO, Google friendly stuff. Like these are things that get your brand in front of more and more and more clients. And in today's world, you need to be seen on multiple times in order for a client to want to come in. It's not just about referrals anymore. It's making sure that you've got all your marketing things happening throughout the year so that it sets you up so your whole year starts to get busier and busier. Every month should be a little busier. But it is interesting to me, there's this mindset of like December's just going to be busy just because it's the holidays. And in fact, that is not actually true. There are a lot of people that will push off December, spend their money other places, and then you may see them in January or February. We just talked about taking care of yourself. A lot of times in December, people actually put themselves last on the list. So that means getting their hair done does not actually happen, or they do something at home to get them over because they don't either have the money or the time to spend getting their hair done. Where I do feel years past, maybe like even 10 years ago, it was a big deal. More parties were happening and things like that. But in today's world, I don't see it as being the number one thing is their hair getting done for the holidays. They don't mind putting it off.
I think people are slower because of the planning, like you said, and because they aren't keeping up with stuff year round. Like I
Mhm.
see a lot of people that are probably complacent throughout their year, and just think like, well, it'll be busy when it's busy or it'll be slow when it's
Mhm.
slow and there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't know where that mindset comes from. I don't know if that's something that's taught in schools where you're
I
like,
don't
you're going
know.
to just have slow times. Like I, for example, we talked about this before we hit record, but you see a lot of like shop small business Saturday or whatever. Whoever made that up, I don't know who made that up. Probably Amazon, probably the biggest company ever. But
Probably.
if that's so important to you, why aren't you talking about it more than just this
Mhm.
one time a year? You're
Right.
talking. I see people
That
that
should
are
be your
like,
vision for the whole year.
yeah, if it's that important to you,
Mhm.
otherwise leave it alone. You're just monkey see, monkey do. I used to say all the time when we first started this podcast, but you're just mimicking like a parrot because you saw some influencer, right, shop small, and now you're like, oh, small business Saturday. Now, there's nothing wrong with asking people to support small business, but it seems weird that you're only doing it that one time out
Right.
of the year. Right. If it's important to you, why not make it a focal point? Why not talk about that every week? Why not go on Instagram, social media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you use, or start a blog or have a podcast or do one of the other million things you could do and talk about how people can support small businesses?
Mhm. And also, you know what that would
And
do? When Small Business Saturday comes up, they're gonna think of you because you've been in their brain every
because
week,
you're the
every month, and now all the
correct.
advertising that the big companies do on that day, I think it's is it in December? Or I don't know, whenever it is, they're gonna think of just your
I
business
don't know.
because
I
you've
don't
been
care.
talking to them.
Yeah. I think it's a noble cause. You just if you want to support small businesses. Talk about the things you're doing. What are you doing? I see this post too and it irritates me. I don't even know why. It's just like a pet peeve, but I'll see this post and every single person listening, if you have Instagram, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It'll say, "Here are 10 ways to support a small business that costs $0. Tell a friend, leave a like, leave a review, do all this stuff, right?" What are you doing? Are you doing that stuff for the business next door to you, down the street? Like, what are you doing? And
Right,
so, if it's important to you and you're making it part of like your culture or your brand is this small business thing, don't make it woe is me, but
right.
flip it. Hey guys, I'm supporting this small business. Hey, we're doing this. I'm going to go over to this place and bring my staff for lunch or for coffee or whatever to support a small local
Mhm.
business. That stuff is cool and that stuff is something that could be trendy and catch on. And if you do it right, it could again be part of your sort of brand identity and people will think about it so you don't have to wait until, the Saturday after Thanksgiving or whenever it is to be like support small business, come buy a gift card. Cut it
Right.
out. Cut it out because everybody sees right through that stuff. I wish there was a nicer way to say it. I'm trying to be as nice as possible.
I think it's a great point to make. Like if it's silly when it's just one day, but if that's your thing, then you should be consistently driving that message all the time
So
with anything you
this
do.
is this is totally random, but she's sitting over there. So she's not near me, but we just got a cat. So if you're watching on a clip or something, or I'll put this on Instagram. Here's a picture of her.
She's so cute. Her name is
That's
Sora.
Sora. So, anyways, we're talking about holiday staff stuff. So, what is sorry, it's the holidays. It's random.
We got a cat.
Do what I want. It's also my podcast or our
Mhm.
podcast, so I'll do whatever I want.
Okay.
Anyways, what are people doing for their staff? I see all sorts of stuff like, should I bonus my staff? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm interested in getting your thoughts because I know what you're doing, but I think it just depends. What is sort of the vibe? What is your culture?
Yeah.
What do you like? Are you a salon that's like super formal business KPIs like this, based numbers all year? It probably that's our dog barking for probably probably
Amazon.
Amazon. Shop small. Just kidding, people. Don't hate me. If you're like that super structured business sort of thing, like maybe a bonus, like maybe a
I
bonus
would
check
agree.
is
Yeah.
what's appropriate there because that's
You're
what your
driving
culture
that.
is sort of
Yeah.
driving.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Are you somebody that's super sort of chill vibe? Like I would say that's probably us. So you can
Yes.
talk about what we're doing. But it just kind of depends. I see a lot of people that are like, I take my staff out for a nice dinner. Like
Mhm.
that's fun too. We've tried the dinner stuff before and taken the staff out and it's fun. It's fine. It's just you're not going to be able to talk to everybody.
Mm-mm.
You're sitting at
Mm-mm.
a table,
Yeah.
it's long,
You only
there's
talk to
people
who's
down
either
at the
next to you or across from you.
Yeah, so, like, for us, that doesn't really work. We're, like, too chill for that. So,
Yeah.
it's not to say that we won't go out around Christmas and definitely in January and say to our team, like, "Hey, Friday after, we close, we're gonna go over to" there's a restaurant/bar slash
All
bar
business.
next to us. Small business support local.
Yep.
So, we'll say, like, if anybody wants to come out, have a cocktail, whatever, we usually will pick up the tab for that and have fun. But why don't you talk about what we're doing this year? Because we have a few little things, I think.
Yeah, and I can because this will air after our holiday party. So, to what you're saying, I think Todd and I take great pride in getting to know all of our staff, so things that they like and all that. So, to me at the holidays, it's fun to gift give because we have a pulse on our staff. And we have tried going out in the past, like you said, for dinners and stuff, and it's just super not chill and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So, we will do our party at the salon, which Todd has catered for the past couple years, but this year we decided to support in our town the local Mexican place, and we're going to have them cater it so that it's just less
Shop
work,
small.
and it also caters to the needs of all the dietary restrictions with the staff. So again, we had to take that into consideration, and Mexican works for all that. Then we supply, Todd's going to make a fancy dessert that will also meet all the dietary needs. And then we did a secret Santa. So
Weird if I were to call cookies fancy.
well, it's again thoughtful, right? It wasn't just like let's just get a bunch of desserts. Like what people can eat and not eat. So he's like, I'm going to make these cookies because everybody can eat them. So again,
Everybody
it's
will
just
love them. Yeah, I used to make them
yeah.
for my gym, and
I
they're
think
just a little bit of a twist on a chocolate chip cookie, and it's not anything crazy, but they're really good. And so
but it's also
yeah,
taking into consideration what is this party for? It's not for us, it's for our staff. So making sure we're hitting all the things that makes it about our staff and not about Todd and I. Like, oh, look what a great year we had or whatever. It's all about the staff. So we have a secret Santa. We all got
that really
picked.
is a key. That really is a key component too. Like, this holiday party isn't for me to sit in the middle of a sofa and have everybody around me and take a
Right.
picture to be like, look how great
Right.
I am. Now, if you
Yeah.
do that, I'm not knocking you.
But
I
this
am
is what
picking
we
on
do.
you and making
Yeah.
fun of you slightly,
Yes.
but it's all in good fun.
Right.
Holiday cheer, people.
And we make it about the staff. So we this year have one of our staff, her name is Brooke, and Brooke I would call Captain Fun. I am not into games at all, but Brooke for this party wants to play games. So we are going to give her some money, and she is putting together a bunch of games that I will play to be supportive, but I'm definitely not usually into organized fun. But we've never played games like this before, but with Brooke on our staff, she's like, I really want to do this. I want everyone to have fun. And everyone's embracing it. And I think is actually looking forward to it. But again, it's about our staff and what they want this party to be. So we're chill. It's like staff led. And then there's gifts that we do. So this
I'm even
part's,
going to get into the games because,
yeah,
so
because
sorry to cut
it's
you off,
what they
because
want us to do, right?
again, it's not about me. I would
Nope.
not, if you were like, hey, what do you want to do at a staff party? I play games would not be on
No,
my
me either.
list.
But this is where we're at, and so we
Up
will
until
support
recently,
games.
up until recently, if you asked me that, I'd be like, I don't know, go home. Like, I don't, but we have an amazing staff and I want to spend time with them and I want them to be excited because when they're excited, I'm excited.
Yeah,
And the more excitement you can foster in your culture and not just say the things, how people have like, oh, we have the best culture. How do you define that? Well, we're like family. Okay. Well, I already said that doesn't work. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I want them to have excitement and be excited. And then it's a fun time of the year too.
yeah,
Plus I'm getting older. So there's some nostalgia and all that
yeah,
stuff
for
comes in.
sure, right? And then for the actual
Not
gifts
that old.
for the staff, we do the same. So again, talking about small business, this is funny. I can actually, if you want, Todd, get you the companies we're using, so you can tag them in the podcast if people want to use them in the future. But so I use one small company. It's like a husband and wife company. They do different type of embroidery and kind of printing. And together, her and I picked out these bags for the staff, and then she'll put Hello Hair Co. on the front of the bags. They're just really cool, and I sort of like doing a tote. I think it's fun. So everybody will get a tote. Then we're using a company out of Massachusetts that does these embroideries on our hats, and we had two different color hats made up. So everybody will get a winter hat that says Hello Hair Co on them. And then I'm using a local florist to make each staff member a Grinch tree. So they'll get their own little Christmas tree. It looks like a Grinch, and she hand makes them. So they're really cool there. And then decided to go with Evo put out a candle this year that I had smelled back in January in Australia. So we got a case of those. So everybody will get their own Evo candle. And that pretty much rounds
I
up.
don't think I knew about. I don't think I knew about the candle.
Yeah, yep. So, and I ordered those right when they came out because I knew they'd sell out fast. I just thought that'd be a nice kick. And then the last thing we're doing is we reached out to our rep and I asked, hey, can you help me out? I'd like to get some products for the staff, something holiday-ish. So her and I should be touching base, I think, this afternoon. And so each staff will get some product in that bag to basically help kind of inspire them maybe to try different hair products or something. Sometimes people think, you do hair, you must like just have all the products. But sometimes people don't think to get products for themselves. So each bag will also have some sort of a product that we carry at Hello Hair Co. that hopefully gets them to try something new. And that will be that's their whole gift.
And then you had a little advent calendar going on. So each day somebody
Yep.
picks a different.
Yeah, and we did the foil from our foil advent calendars. So we picked someone each day. I made sure that they were working and we assigned them a number and then they get their box of foils on that day. And that we just had enough for the whole staff. So that just sort of worked out and kind of created, it actually leads right up to the day before our party. So it just sort of worked out that way.
Yeah, that's fun. I think people should probably stop overthinking it. Like, what do you want to do for your staff?
Yeah.
Not what do. I get that everyone, like, I'm in this one Facebook group. You know the group I'm talking about, Jen. Yeah. But it's like every day, 3 people ask the same question. First of all, I don't understand why you're not, like, how are you not seeing it or searching it? And then a whole bunch of people will write following on the thing. And I'm like, what is wrong? You guys don't have to type following. You just hit the little 3 dots and
I think when it comes to holiday stuff, you should have fun. And if it's not fun, find a different way or find something else to do that it brings you joy. Because if it's fun for you, everyone else will have fun. I enjoy gift giving. It's something that's really fun for me. So putting this gift together was no stress at all. If anything, it was a blast. I can't wait. Everything should be in the day before the party so we can get it all together. And it makes me like have a lot of joy handing them out. And I love seeing the staff's face for the different things that they're excited about.
We also do, I don't know if you mentioned the Secret Santa.
I said that quickly, but yes, we have the Secret Santa too. So that is just
some fun things that we have going on that keep the holiday buzz, holiday vibe going throughout the month. It's not just like one day we're focused on this. It's like the whole month. Like people are talking about the holiday party because it's fun.
Yeah.
The holiday gift bags are always a hit. You put together great ones. The food usually, I think the food's going to be excellent because the restaurant is great.
Yeah.
But normally the food is like kick ass because I'll make like a big custom menu and whatever. We'll have all that stuff. COVID year, I did individual meals. We packed everything up. So, and I even went, someone was sick. It was sick. So I even went and I dropped it off on her porch and I waved to her through the window and it was like, hey, here I am. Like, yeah, poor kid was like sick at home with COVID. Yeah. So anyway, I think people should probably just like relax a little bit, take a deep breath and think about what does your business represent? What do you stand for? Like for us, it's just, we want to get together and we want to not worry about anything and just have a low key, chill vibe. I'm not stressed that anybody's not going to have a good time. Sometimes people bring, boyfriends or whatever. I don't care. Last year, I think someone brought a dog. They just showed up with a dog. I don't care. Like it's whatever. It's just, it's time to get together. And you don't have to go. Everyone goes, but you don't have to go. You don't have to stay a certain amount of time.
Nope. Stay,
you don't have a
leave,
dinner
whatever.
reservation at a certain time. It's just, hey, we're going to be here. We're probably going to be here for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, whatever.
Stop by, hang out, whatever.
Yeah, stop by and hang out, have a cocktail, whatever. We can start with the Secret Santa if you want.
I even got Capri Suns this year because some of our staff likes to drink Capri Suns like my children.
Who doesn't? Pacific Cooler? Did you get Pacific Cooler?
No, I don't know. It's in the bathroom.
All right. Anyways, I guess that's all I got.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
I think we'll have, what do we have? We'll probably have 2 more podcasts before Christmas.
Yep. I think maybe.
Well, no, this one will come out on the 16th, and then another one we've recorded or we'll record will come out on the 23rd. It's getting close. Anyways, have fun. If you need help, reach out. We had a couple of intro calls with people today. Great stuff going on.
Awesome.
Very exciting. Started mentoring some new people,
Yeah.
and it's been exciting. Again, if you need help, reach out. If you reach out through the send us a text feature that the podcast has, I don't have your contact info, so you'll have to get that to me. You could also reach out through the links in the bottom of the show notes. I forget exactly what it says. It might say like book an intro call or something like that. If you use that, it's through my email, so you'll get me directly. Or you can also message social media. Jump on Instagram, message there, or you can go through our website, Hello Hair Pro or Hello Hair Co., and then we have a pro section. So that is how you can get a hold of us if you have questions, comments, or fun facts or whatever. All right.
And oh, real
Thanks,
quick
everyone.
on that, when you do reach out,
Oh,
so we had one of the calls we had today. She was like, "I don't really know. Like, I have a couple questions, but I'm not sure." And we ended up talking for an hour, and it was just it. It was organically this amazing conversation. So again, you may come with one question, like, "Is this worth it for one question?" But generally, the conversation flows in so many different directions that that one question just opens the door to answering a lot of things that you may not have even known that you needed to know. So just reach out. We're here to help.
yeah. Happy to help. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye.